Do you want to know what drives me nuts? Whenever I'm lying here in bed, all I can see is this. So here I am, just chilling, and this is what I can see. No. This is where the paint has been removed. This plant used to be over here, and this was a couple of clips that were on the wall. When they've been taken off, it's taken the paint off the walls. And I wake up to that every morning and I just can't do it anymore. It's driving me nuts. So we are going to sort this out. It's taken off a huge amount of that paint, quite a few layers. It's taken it all the way down to the plaster. Don't quite know why it's done that, but we're going to have to sand these edges before we can paint over it. Of course I have spare paint, obviously. Always keep the leftovers for touch-ups like this. Oh, oh my goodness. Why are you so tight on there? Ow! You... It's gonna make me say things. Now the first thing I was going to tell you is absolutely have to mix the paint. I know it looks like it's going to go on fine. It will be a different colour. I've learned this the hard way more than once. Mix the paint. And this is the reason why. I don't even know if you can see that. Let me adjust the camera accordingly. The colour of this is pink, but as you can see on the top, it's just covered in this red. It's because the paint is not mixed properly, and actually a bit of the dried paint on the lid is plopped in there, so I'll have to pull that out as well. But that is why you need to mix it. I like to keep things simple, so I actually usually just mix it with this bit from the roller. Before I do that, I'm just going to pull out this dried bit. Don't want that. Come here. Oh, for goodness sake. Okay. All this dried paint is why people often recommend painting from a tub, from like a paint bucket, because there's a risk. I have to show you this. Look how different that colour is. There's even white. The white is all settled at the bottom. This is why you have to mix it. The colour separation probably won't be quite as dramatic as this in your paint. The reason that this is happening, I find this happens more often with paints that I've had mixed to a specific colour. This is a brand that has mixed this very specific colour for me. And I've noticed it does happen more with those sorts of brands. Oh, this is quite the workout. You can also get an attachment for the end of your drill that just makes really light work of this. The sanding of the edges has caused quite a dip, so I'm actually just going to get some filler and cover it over with some filler first. Whilst I'm waiting for that, I'm going to fill in this hole. This hole was created for a little hook that was hanging a light, but it's no longer needed, so I'm going to fill that in too. Whoops. Now, I must remember to wash this immediately. Now this has dried, just want to sand off all of the rough bits so that it's nice and smooth, and then I'll paint over it. There's way too much on this. Oh God, this is a bad idea. It will dry lighter, it's just because it's fresh out of the pot. That's going to look so much better when it's done. Got a bit excited with the brush. What do you reckon? Is that going to dry the same colour? It's not looking promising, is it? It's not the right paint. It's not the right paint. I don't see how that's not the right paint, because there's literally no other tubs. That one might be pink. I think this is it actually. So this is the colour. Okay, let's try that again. Can't believe I have to paint this again. Take two. Mixy mixy. There's a crusty bits on the edge. Now that looks more promising. I'm going to let that first coat dry and I will come back to it in a little while and do a second coat. I have to do that because you can see the paint underneath. What happened was that this colour that I'm now painting on is the emulsion paint for the wall. The paint that I had before was for the skirting boards, which is how I was able to notice that it was the wrong paint, because it says for wood or metal. It's not the right paint. It's looking better. I've literally just painted it and it's still wet, so of course it's not going to blend in yet. But I'm feeling very confident about this. But I tell you what, the other thing that drives me nuts when I lie here are these holes underneath the windowsill. They just need a little bit of filler in them. And since I'm going to paint this room soon, what a good time to do them. There they are, finally in focus. I just squeezed a little filler poop on my hands and I'm literally just gonna use the edge of my finger and scoop it in. Okay, I should have put it in a better position. I mean, that was a lot messier than it needed to be, but it's because I'm trying to film at the same time. Okay, that's more like it. That is the correct colour, and I can finally wake up and not be bothered by the marks on my wall because they have disappeared. If you enjoyed watching this episode, don't forget to like and subscribe.